Okay, Ken, as children of the 80s, there are certain songs that you and I can look eye to eye. Just know.
You are correct on that, Will.
And this is one of them. Night Ranger's Sister Christian.
Yes.
So, just to give a little background, Ken and I, we come up with our own list of singles, and then we'll say, I'm not feeling it, or of course, and call it homework assignments, right?
Yes.
That's our
Yep.
homework.
Yeah.
Hey, what songs are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And this song was on both our lists. And that's when we know we have to do that show.
Yeah, straight up.
When a song is on your list and a song is on my list, it's going to get talked about.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's talk about this one, man. It was released on the 1983 album Midnight Madness, but it didn't become a hit until 1984. It's the second single from the album, and by far the band's biggest hit. Hit number 5 on the pop charts, and as children of MTV, you could not escape this song, man.
Oh, yeah. And this video, because till this day, that's the one thing I remembered about the song. I'm like, oh, we picked Sister Christian? Oh, yeah. And I remember the video. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah. Boom.
That's it, done. But to me, it's not really just about the video, man. There's this whole thing about the song, whether it's the theme of the lyrics, whether it's the idea of the power ballad, right? Because we could have picked any power ballad in the 80s.
This is true.
We both chose this power ballad.
Because this song influenced both of us. We're here. It shaped us as far as we heard it. This song had an impact on us.
Right. And so when I look at Night Ranger, for me, my first exposure it has to be when we first got MTV, like in 1983, maybe 84. They had a concert. MTV used to play live concerts.
Yes.
Like, I remember clearly, they played an entire Night Ranger concert. They played an entire Def Leppard concert. They played an entire Twisted Sister concert. I watched all those, man.
Yeah.
But it was like late at night. Now, for a 10-year-old, late at night was like 11.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, if you remember, TV stations used to go off the air. Your
That's
local
right.
TV. So
That's right. You're absolutely right about that. So for me, Night Ranger, I have a hard time placing them when it comes to the genre because they're not heavy metal, but they're hard rock, but they could easily be called pop rock. But they have like one of the hardest guitarists when he wants to be, and Brad Gillis.
Oh, yeah.
Played
Brad
with
Gillis.
Ozzy, man.
Yeah. Which is what I remember most about the group. When I hear Night Ranger, you think I'd mention Kagi, the drummer, Blades, Nope.
Oh, we're going to talk about him.
Guitars. So I always gravitate to guitars first. Yeah, Brad Gillis, no joke. But Jeff Watson, the other guitarist, no slouch.
Okay, and I'll let you talk about him because I did zero research on Jeff Watson. I was just happy I recognized his name, man, when I saw it. And I don't say that lightly. I do say it lightly, but what I mean by that is he's not the one who 30 years later I'm like, oh, that's Jeff Watson.
Oh yeah, no. If I weren't a guitar geek, and as we're researching, going through footage, like he looks familiar. Yeah, not a guitar geek, I would have known him from Adam.
So before we talk about the song, man, let's talk about the band themselves. Let's go down these band members,
Cool.
Okay? So you mentioned Jeff Watson on guitar. So I feel bad for Jeff Watson. I mean, I don't feel that bad for him.
Yeah, he's
sold
doing
millions
what he
of
loves.
records.
Yeah,
He did all
he's
right.
doing it.
But you're kind of overshadowed by Brad Gillis, who, like I said, he's been with Night Ranger since day one. He's
Replaced Randy Rhoads after
replaced
the
Randy
accident.
Rhoads. And the only reason he left Ozzy's band is because Ozzy treated him like trash, man. Because Ozzy was all drunk and messed up. So, then he went back to Night Ranger and sold a few more millions of records. But Jeff Watson, why does he deserve our praise?
Well, one, like I'd mentioned before with other podcasts, you can't have a stellar player in a band and not be surrounded by other solid players who are able to hold their own. When you listen or watch the videos and you see the Night Rangers and the dueling guitars going on, Brad, he comes correct. And then boom, Jeff meets him. It's not like, oh, poor Jeff. No, he stands his ground and he holds his own.
No, you're right, man. And I want to give a little bit of background. So Ken and I, whenever we do these shows, we'll sit around, hang out for, half hour or whatever, watch videos on YouTube. And we were watching a live performance of Night Ranger, and we were watching a few videos. And in the videos, Jeff Watson was so cheesy, man, trying to like perform like a rock star in a video, and it came across so insincere.
And in his defense, it was the 80s. Yes, I agree with everything Will says, but it was the 80s.
But then when we saw that live performance, I think they were playing "Don't Tell Me You Love Me,"
Yep.
and they did that dual guitar solo attack.
And they came correct because it's like, oh, that I don't have to listen to a director. All right, get out my way.
That's right. And Watson, in my mind, because I had already seen that cheesy video, I'm like, man, this guy just needs to stand in the back, stand behind the nerdy keyboard player, okay, and let Brad do his thing. But then when Watson took over, I was like, ooh, this boy can play.
Yeah, it's like stand corrected.
Anyway, so we've talked about the two guitar players and Brad Gillis. For those who want to know, if you want to hear him play with Ozzy, he's on the Speak of the Devil live album,
Yeah.
which was released after Diary of a Madman. But then you have Jack Blades, who's the bassist. And so me as an ignorant kid, I never knew he was the bassist when I was 9 years old. I just thought he was another guitar player.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you realize there's only 4 frets, not 6. Anyway, it's just
Four strings, yeah.
4 strings, yeah. What'd I say, frets?
Frets.
Yeah,
Tomato, no worries.
whatever, you know what I mean.
We love you.
But Jack Blades, pretty popular lead singer, right? I mean, he was a pinup in
Yeah.
the 80s on all the rock magazines
Yeah,
that
he was
catered
the
to
pretty
the
boy.
female. He was the pretty boy. And then later on, when Night Ranger's success had began to wane, he forms the Damn Yankees with Tommy Shaw of Styx and Ted Nugent
Yep.
and has another career resurgence.
Yep.
So Jack Blades, lead singer, bassist, pretty boy, he's coming correct in these. He looks like a rock star. He's performing like a rock star. He's directing things.
Yeah.
Then Ken, we come to the keyboard player. My man Alan Fitzgerald.
Show some love, man. Come on.
I'm going to show some love. He played in Montrose with Sammy Hagar. He was a bassist.
Yep.
Okay. Then he went to the keyboards. Boy, must have lost all of his hair because you only see him with his hat on. Every video, every live performance, he's got a hat on because so you know he's got the horseshoe. Okay. Dude's a big old nerd playing in a rock band with all these pretty boys. Okay. I'm trying to be positive, man. The best thing I can say is looks better than Dr. Fink did in Prince's Revolution. That's about the kindest thing I could say.
Damn.
I've never looked at that man and said, dang, that's a rock star I aspire to be. Never. Not when I was a kid, not when I was an adult. I never said, man, I wish I was Alan Fitzgerald tearing up them keys.
See, and for all we know, he could have been pulling a page out of the George Clinton playbook of, you know what? I'm going to look as completely different, weird as I can.
He looked weird, man. He looked like a nerd.
But you know what? He's hidden in plain sight. Boy can walk through the door right now.
That is true.
You know, and he's just crying himself to sleep on that big fat money pillow all these decades.
But hey, man, I know we gave the guitar players props here, but to me, I'm going to give props to Kelly Keagy, the drummer, and also the lead singer of the song,
yeah.
and a ton of Night Ranger hits.
And enough said right there. Drummer, lead singer. Boom.
Dude, how hard is it to play drums and sing?
Well,
Because you're not a drummer, but have you been around drummers who have sang?
in all of my years, right? So we're looking at,
Many.
yes. I can name maybe 3. And that's playing with one. Like coming up and seeing that done well. Other than that, the other 2 I didn't play with. I happened to see in some other band.
And that's local. That's not like Rockstar, right? That's like local.
Yeah, like guys that I've known, hung out with, and whatnot.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because even on the world stage, I can think of this guy from Night Ranger, Bill Collins.
Headley.
Okay. and Peter Criss from Kiss occasionally.
Yeah. Well, Don Henley's the one I think of.
You know, I have a no Eagles policy.
Yes.
Okay,
But
so
we're talking about drummers who
fair
who
enough,
sing.
dude. I didn't even think about Don Henley. That's
I
how
know.
that's how far the Eagles are out of my atmosphere, man. I don't want to know anything about them. I don't want to have to give Don Henley props. Singing
late.
Hotel California for 7 minutes, keeping the rhythm, man. Whatever.
But yeah, no, that's a task because the drummer they are the backbone, so they're keeping the beat. Each limb is doing a different part, and then to throw a melody, a completely different rhythm on top of that.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not a good musician. I know 5 chords. You taught them to me,
And that's rock and roll.
but I'm not even that good at playing them. So I want to keep working on that. Anyway, the point being is that I always thought it was impressive. Even as a kid, man, I thought, oh wow, because you just don't see it. You didn't see it back then. You don't see it now. You just don't see the drummer taking control, singing like that. And I actually got a chance to see Night Ranger play probably about 10 years ago. They opened up for Journey. Now, this wasn't Journey with Steve Perry. This is Journey with the little
The
Filipino.
Filipino cat, yeah.
Yeah, and that dude sang his butt
Yep.
off, man. So that's not even a criticism because I'd much rather watch Journey play with a guy who can still sing all the songs for 2.5 hours
Yeah, you have to.
than, for someone who's going to struggle.
Yeah.
But there was Night Ranger, and the thing that I always liked about Night Ranger, not just in the videos, not just in the live performances on TV, but when I saw them live, the drummer's not behind the band, the rest of the band. He is right there, even with the rest of the band on stage, and he plays to the side so the audience can see him playing his kit as he's singing. So I was actually really impressed because the seats I had for that concert were really good seats. We were right to the side of the stage. So we were right there watching the drummer of Night Ranger do his
Nice.
thing. Oh, it was really impressive, man. And so he is actually the one who wrote this song, the drummer, Kelly Key. And he wrote it about his sister, Christy. And so when Jack Blades heard him singing the song, Jack Blades like, what does that mean, Sister Christian? He's like, man, that's about my sister Christy. And Jack Blades like, oh, but they kept Sister Christian,
Yeah.
which opens us up to the lyrics of the song. Because when I heard it, I thought it. When I was a kid, man, I always read more into lyrics than was there.
That's what we do.
Okay, so for me, I always thought about it was this guy who has a sister, right? Saying, "Don't fall into temptation."
Gotcha.
You see
Yeah.
where I'm coming
Oh, yeah,
from?
yeah.
But then when you read the lyrics, it's like, "Nah, I'm just sad that you're growing up and becoming a young lady." That's all it is, But I thought there was a big moral to the story.
Yeah.
But it's more just like reminiscing and being sad that your sister's growing up and partying and doing drugs and stuff.
Which, man, yeah. See, now, as grown man hearing that, oh, yeah, that definitely hits
You're
me.
tugging your heartstrings,
Yeah,
right?
like the kids say, hits me in the feels.
That's it. Do they still say that? That might be out of date already.
It probably is. If I've said it, it's completely out of date.
Because you heard one of your kids say it about 4 years ago
Oh,
and it
yeah.
stuck with you, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, song-wise, it's just straight power ballad. You start off with that piano, my man sings, and then all of a sudden the rest of the band comes in with that big dum 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 dum, and then blasting motorin'.
Yeah.
And so once that comes in, my God, my favorite part of the song. Every person in America is air drumming to that right there, right?
Yes, this is the air drum song.
Okay, but then the second time it happens, then my man Kelly starts singing "It's True," and it just like keeps going like for like 72 seconds, right? It's true, dude. And it, like you said, it hits you right in the feels, and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel this way? As a 45-year-old man who has been listening to this song for 35 years, why am I getting tugged in my heartstrings because of this song that has been played out?
Yeah.
The world may never know, Ken. But anyway, what about the guitar solo in this song? Because we talked about Gillis as a guitar player. This isn't really like a guitar virtuoso guitar solo.
No, but that's what I like about it because with a lot of virtuosos or robust people with robust vocabularies, however you want to look at it, they often say far too much. And with this song, he said just enough. And it's like tone colorings. He's playing to the song, adding effects and not overplaying.
Right.
And so yeah, it's not as acrobatic as we know he can do, but it's perfect for this song.
And it's interesting because in the video, and there isn't much to this video. It's shots of girls at a graduation at an all-girls school, right?
Yep.
And then shots of the band.
Yeah.
That's it. But in the video, they have Watson playing keyboards. They have Fitzgerald playing the piano, Watson
Yep.
playing keyboards, and only Gillis on guitar. But if you look at the liner notes, it doesn't mention that Watson contributes keyboards. So I think that they wanted to include him, but they're like, look, man, nobody's going to believe there's 2 guitars on this song.
Or they probably wrote the song and recorded it without him.
Could have been it too, right? Hey, we know you got to be in the video, you know. Maybe that was it. I don't know, man. The video, I remember the video to When You Close Your Eyes more, you know, than this video. Because this video, it didn't really tear me up, man. You know, it's not, the song is more memorable than the video itself.
Yeah. So I remember this video. And then, as you know, we made the list, go back, watching the video in preparation for this. I'm watching it, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I said to myself, what? Because I remember the video.
But
this song,
you're wondering, why does this song resonate so much?
Why did it have such an effect on me? And I remember watching this video thousands of times back in the day, and it didn't blow my skirt up once this time.
And I'm gonna answer that. That's because a great song will stand the test of time.
Oh, absolutely. Whereas a video is on its own.
It's a product of its time.
Exactly.
And so that's a fact, man. Sister Christian is just a great constructed song.
Oh, absolutely. You
know,
can tell these guys, they did their homework. They came up playing in the trenches and said, hey, we're going big time. We're big time. We're pulling no punches. We know what the formula is. Let's do this, fellas.
Right. Now, would you call this the best power ballad of all time?
I would not call it the best, but I would definitely call it the template for the power ballad.
And there were plenty of power ballads that were released long before this song. However, if you want to write a power ballad today, yeah, go refer to Sister Christian.
Yeah.
For me, the best power ballad of all time is Home Sweet Home.
Oh, that is my number one favorite Motley Crue song of all time.
But I can't think of I love power ballads, but I can't think of one that I could say has had as much impact on me as that song. But that's for another show.
Yes.
For everyone out there who's been listening, if you enjoyed today's show, please hit like. If you want to hear more shows and be notified, hit subscribe. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, especially if you were alive and listening to Sister Christian back in the day.
Yeah, and if you saw Night Ranger in their glory years, let us know.
Or even in the not so glory years when they were playing like in dive clubs in the 90s when nobody from the 80s was hitting.
Yeah, and Kagi played here in town back for New Year's Eve back then. Good times.
So anyway, until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Peace.